guys, so today I'm back at you with another College 101 video, and I just realized I'm conveniently wearing a college shirt. How funny is that? I don't go to Butler, so if you think I do, you're wrong. But I'm coming back at you again today with the follow-up from the last video I did, which I will put in a card for you guys to go see. But I don't know what I just did with my hair. But today's video is going to be things that you don't need to take to college with you that you think you need to take to college with you. This list is a little bit shorter than the last list. I had a little bit more of a hard time finding things for this one, which is interesting because I remember last year getting to school and thinking, wow, those packing lists were crazy. They are stupid. But yeah, so I just have a list of a few things that I thought I needed. I didn't take all of these things. Some of these things I knew from the start I didn't really need, but just consider this my encouragement to you to be smart about your packing. Don't pack your entire house because you don't need your entire house, so just don't do it. But yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the list. So the first thing that you definitely don't need to take to college with you is an alarm clock or a wall clock. I ended up taking a wall clock with me because I thought, oh, how cute, that's adorable. There ended up not being anywhere for me to hang my wall clock that I took with me, so it ended up hanging in my closet the entire year behind all of my clothes. And sometimes I would forget it was there, and while I would be like looking for clothes in the morning or something, it would like be ticking because, you know, clocks tick, and I'd be like, what the heck is that noise? And then I would remember and be like, oh. You don't need an alarm or a wall clock because they're just not convenient and they're not things that we really use in general society anymore. I found that my phone is the only alarm that I need or use. It wakes me up just fine, and I saved wall space and plug space by not using an alarm clock or a wall clock. The next thing that you don't need is a TV. I know that a lot of people think that they need a TV, and a lot of people, especially guys, end up bringing TVs because video games. And that's cool if you're a video gamer. Bring a TV, do your thing, whatever. But I found, for me personally, as somebody who doesn't play video games, that my laptop and phone worked just fine for Netflix and DVDs. And other friends had TVs, so when we would watch something on a TV, we would just go to their room. No big deal. Somebody will bring a TV, it just doesn't have to be you. The next thing is cutesy organization stuff. I was a culprit, I was a victim, no. Am I a culprit or a victim? I think both. I did this. I brought cutesy organization stuff, and I don't necessarily regret buying it because I bought it from places like Dollar General and Walmart, so I didn't spend very much money. But basically the gist behind this one is don't spend a lot of money on cute organization stuff because chances are you're not going to use it. You're going to put your pencils in there, you're going to throw some paper in this cute little bin, and you're never going to look at it again. So just be conscious of that when you're purchasing these things. I understand that, like, as a girl, you want to be cute, you want to be adorable. So feel free to be cute and adorable. Feel free to match your colors. I did do that, but just be conscious that you're not going to be using this stuff very often, and you're not going to be using it for very long either. So don't go spend an arm and a leg on cutesy organization stuff that's just not necessary. You also don't need to bring your entire wardrobe. Contrary to popular belief, you do not wear every piece of clothing that you own, and as a result, you don't need to take your entire wardrobe. You don't need winter clothes in the summer, and you don't need summer clothes in the winter. So be conscious of that, think that through. Always keep with you at least one or two pairs of, one or two outfits from the other season, or like from a different season, because you never know what the weather's going to do, especially if you go to school in Indiana. It's crazy here. But just be conscious that the weather is pretty consistent. Like, summer is normally hot and winter is normally cold, so you don't need everything with you all at once. And on the same token, you should definitely leave your high school t-shirts and your letter jacket at home. College, you don't really need to be walking around wearing your high school letter jacket. We're all excited for you. We're glad that you were an athlete in high school. That's so cool for you. Whether you're an athlete in college or not, that's exciting that you were an athlete in high school, but nobody cares in college. And honestly, it's funny because we say that nobody makes fun of you for what you wear, but if you wear your letter jacket, people are gonna definitely make fun of you. Don't be stuck in high school, move on. You're gonna have plenty of college tees. You don't need your high school stuff. Now, with that in mind, I did take a couple of my high school shirts because they're good for working out. I have some dry fit stuff from high school. I'm not saying that if it has your high school logo on it, you absolutely have to keep it at home because you're stuck in high school. That's not the case at all, but just don't be packing things from high school thinking that you're going to wear it in like daily life, because you're not. You're going to get there and realize that it's weird to do that. There's nothing wrong with pride for where you came from and high school pride, but this is college, it's different, and there's just no need. Now this one, if there's any moms watching, is really going to disappoint because you don't need extra bedding. You just don't. You're still probably going to buy it. I still bought it. I still have it with me in the same bag that I bought it in. You just really don't change your sheets very often in college. You might wash them every now and then. I think I washed my sheets 3 times the entire school year, which is more than I can say about my bed here at home that I'm sitting on right now. I'm terrible at washing sheets, and essentially every college student is terrible at washing sheets. It's probably a good thing to, I guess, have like another cheap sheet with you, but don't go spend a lot of money on extra bedding because it's not necessary. You also definitely do not, I repeat, do not need to take candles or anything that you light with a match. Most college dorms, this is completely illegal. You can't even walk in the building with them, and I just really don't recommend breaking that rule. You do not want to catch your dorm on fire. Everyone will hate you for it because that is where everybody keeps their lives. So don't be the person that burns the building down. You don't need candles. The next thing isn't really something that you pack and take with you, but it is something that you don't need. Unless you are really, 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 really hungry all the time and you can't have food in your dorm, then you don't need the biggest meal plan. I got the biggest meal plan my first semester, and I left school with 23 meal swipes left. You're not going to eat as many meals on campus as you think, unless your campus food is just crazy amazing, which mine is not. You're probably not going to spend that much time eating meals on campus. So if it's at all possible, go down a step. You're going to save yourself a couple $100, and at the end of the day, you're going to use less meals. Even when this semester, I used the meal plan right under the biggest one, and I still left school with meals left. You also don't need an iron or an ironing board. I don't know who thought that that would be a good idea to bring that to school. I didn't bring that. I don't even own one at home. But if you're one of those people who likes to iron your clothes, just stop, give up now, because it's not going to happen in school. And the last thing that you really don't need is kind of something that might change depending on who you are or where you go, but you really don't need a printer at school. I didn't have a printer, my roommate did, and I would use hers every now and then. Actually, I used hers pretty frequently. But for the most part, you can go down to the library and print stuff for fairly reasonable prices. It's probably pretty comparable to actually buying a printer, ink, and paper. Might even be less than that. You don't have to do the work. The worst part about having to go to the library to do it is you have to go to the library to do it. So if you're trying to print something off just to look at it in your room, then yeah, you might want a printer. And if you don't really like the idea of going to the library all the time and being that person, then I guess get a printer. But if you're really just trying to cut costs before you get to school, that's a really good way to do it, because you could spend more than $100 just on the printer itself. You don't really need to, so if you don't have to, don't do it. You might get to school and realize that you do want a printer, and then at that point you can buy one, but I would really suggest checking it out when you get to school, figuring out how that works for you. If you like it, going to the library and printing stuff, then just do that. But if not, buy a printer. So that's it, guys. That's all I have for you today on this College 101 video. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and please subscribe so you can see more. I would love for your subscribe thingy. That doesn't make sense. I would love for you to subscribe. I want to talk with you and interact with you, especially if you are going to school for the first time this year. I was there last year. I understand what it's like. So yeah, you're not alone in this. I'm here for you. That's what these videos are for. If you have any requests, please leave them below. I think I'm repeating myself now, but that's okay because I'm not perfect and I have a concussion. I hope that you guys have a great day, but until the next time I see ya. See ya. My phone is going nuts over here. Things you don't need at college. Woo! Okay. I love you. Ooh, don't fall. Are they in the oven yet?
They are.
Don't yell. I mean, if you did, it'd make for a nice blooper, but don't. Why do I laugh at the end of the word? Jinx is barking.